Hello friends, my name is Sayantan Naskar, and today we will be talking about 5 reasons we may live in a multiverse. The universe we live in may not be the only one out there. In fact, our universe could be just one of an infinite number of universes making up a multiverse. Though the concept may stretch gradually, there's good physics behind it, and there's not just one way to get to a multiverse. Numerous physics theories independently point to such a conclusion. In fact, some experts think the existence of hidden universe is more likely than not. Here are the 5 most plausible scientific theories suggesting we live in a multiverse. Number 1. Infinite universes. Scientists can't be sure what the shape of space-time is, but most likely it's flat and stretches out infinitely. But if space-time goes on forever, then it must start repeating at some point, because there are a finite number of ways particles can be arranged in space and time. So, if you look far enough, you would encounter another version of you. In fact, infinite versions of you. Some of these twins will be doing exactly what you are doing right now, and while others will have worn a different shirt in this morning, and still others will have made vastly different career and life choices. Because the observable universe extends only as far as light has had a chance to get in the 13.7 billion years since the Big Bang, and that would be 13.7 billion light years. The space-time beyond that distance can be considered to be its own separate universe. In this way, a multitude of universes exists next to each other in a giant patchwork quilt of universes. Number 2. Bubble universes. In addition to the multiple universes created by infinitely extending space-time, other universes could arise from a theory called eternal inflation. Inflation is the notion that the universe expanded rapidly after Big Bang, in effect inflating like a balloon. Eternal inflation, first proposed by Tufts University cosmologist Alexander Vilenkin, suggests that some pockets of space stop inflating while other regions continue to inflate, thus giving rise to many isolated bubble universes. Thus, our own universe, where inflation has ended, allowing stars and galaxies to form, is but a small bubble in a vast sea of space, some of which is still inflating, and that contains many other bubbles like ours. And in some of these bubble universes, the laws of physics and fundamental constants might be different than in ours, making some universes strange places indeed. Number 3. Parallel universes. Another idea that arises from string theory is the notion of brane worlds, parallel universes that hover just out of reach of our own, proposed by Princeton University's Paul Steinhardt and Neil Tirocque of Perimeter Institute for Theoretical Physics in Ontario, Canada. The idea comes from the possibility of many more dimensions to our world than 3 of space and 1 of time that we know, in addition to our own 3-dimensional brane of space. Other 3-dimensional branes may float in higher dimensional space. Columbia University physicist Brian Greene describes the idea as the notion that our universe is the one of potentially numerous slabs floating in a higher dimensional space, much like a slice of bread within a grander cosmic loaf. A further wrinkle on this theory suggests these brain universes aren't always parallel and out of reach. Sometimes they might slam into each other, causing repeated Big Bangs that reset the universes over and over again. Number 4. Daughter universes. The theory of quantum mechanics, which reigns over the tiny world of subatomic particles, suggests another way multiple universes might arise. Quantum mechanics describes the world in terms of probabilities rather than definite outcomes. And mathematics of this theory might suggest that all possible outcomes of a situation do occur in their own separate universes. For example, if you reach a crossroads where you can go right or left, the present universe gives rise to two daughter universes, one in which you go right and one in which you go left. Green wrote in Hidden Reality that there's a copy of you witnessing one or the other outcome, thinking incorrectly that your reality is the only reality. Number 5. Mathematical universes. Scientists have debated whether mathematics is simply a useful tool for describing the universe or whether math itself is the fundamental reality and our observations of the universe are just imperfect perceptions of its true mathematical nature. If the latter is the case, then perhaps the particular mathematical structure that makes up our universe isn't the only option, and in fact all possible mathematical structures exist as their own separate universes. Max Tegmark of MIT, who proposed this brain-twisting idea, said that a mathematical structure is something that you can describe in a way that's completely independent of human baggage. In this physical universe, it is important to observe all that we can and to measure every bit of knowledge we can glean. Some of those conditions will have implications that we may not be able to measure. The existence of the multiverse arises from that. But when people then contend that they can draw conclusions about fundamental constants, the laws of physics, or the values of string vacua, they are no longer doing science, they are speculating. Wishful thinking is no substitute for data, experiments, or observations. Until we have those, be aware that multiverse is a consequence of the best science we have available today, but it doesn't make any scientific predictions we can put to the test.